All right, shalom. All right, shalom. Want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Wakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching His word in truth and sincerity, for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. It's the brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii. I just want to do a quick video on this woman you see in front of you. Her name is Naomi Osaka. She's a professional tennis player. If you brothers know, she the one that recently beat Serena Williams, for the title. Okay, and she happens to be an Israelite as well as Serena Williams. Okay, so the reason what made me want to do this is because I got this I got this sent to me, and basically, it says a lot. In a little bit of words, it says a whole lot, man. These nations hate us, man. Especially when you go amongst like Ammon and Moab. Ammon are the so-called Japanese. Moab are the so-called Koreans, so-called Chinese. Those nations really hate us, man. Okay, but all nations hate the children of Israel. Okay, all nations hate us, man. We have enemies amongst all these nations. Okay, and so she is an example of that. Okay, here it is. She won a the tennis top championship or whatever, and now all Japan is basically dick riding because she won, and they keep calling her Japanese, but her nation or the nation that her mother comes from doesn't even accept her, never accepted her. Okay, and these nations, they love Jake when it's beneficial to them, but when it's not beneficial to them, they stay as far away from us, man. They look down on us. No matter how spectacular we are, no matter how magnificent we are, these nations still look down on us, man. And I'm gonna read this. It says, in Japan, Naomi Osaka is referred to as a hafu or a karumba. Now, what is that? That's one of the curses, man. Similar to the N word, because she's biracial. No, it's because she's an Israelite, and even though she's won in tennis and stuff, and guess what? She's still under them curses. She's being called a proverb and a byword. Okay, that's in the scriptures. Okay, let me get that real quick. Salakia. Let me get that real quick. Proverb, and byword. Yep. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations. Among all nations, whether the Lord Yahweh shall lead thee. That was one of the curses. And a proverb and a byword, those are names of reproaches. Instead of calling somebody a man or woman that's an Israelite, you call them nigger, spicks, wetbacks, black, Latino, Native American, hafu, or karumbo. Okay, those are all proverbs and bywords of reproach, man. Okay, and it says in Japan, Naomi Osaka is referred to as a hafu or a karumba, similarly to the N word, because she's biracial. Her grandfather was so furious about her mother's relationship with her Haitian father that the family excommunicated her for 10 years, man. And mind you, she's only 20 years old. She's on Naomi Osaka's only 20 years old. So 10 years ago, before she was this big tennis star, okay, her own family disowned her, man. Chiefly her grandfather from her mother's side, because there's hate between us. It's not just because the so-called white man portrays the Israelites to be thugs, gangsters, murderers, liars, and thieves. One, is because of the curses. But two, these nations always hated us, especially the nation of Ammon, okay, who the so-called Japanese are. It says, her grandfather was so furious about her mother's relationship with her Haitian father that the family excommunicated her for 10 years. And it says, now I see why Naomi Osaka Tennis gets offended when the media only refers to her as Japanese. That's right, because Japanese people didn't accept her, man. And she's not Japanese. She's an Israelite. Her and her sister. Her and her older sister. And I think this is her older sister. This is her mom. And this is her dad. And this is them right here. Okay. It says her own family cut her off because she was biracial. Japan has a lot of anti-blackness going on, but they claim black excellence only when it benefits them. And that's right. These nations, they only deal with Jake when it benefits them. And I'm gonna show you proof. They only fuck with Jake when it's beneficial to them, man. Now you got all these gooks getting all excited, like a gook can beat an Israelite in tennis, man. Okay, it took another Israelite to beat one of the top Israelites in tennis. Okay, not a Japanese person, not a gook, man. Okay, because again, like I said, these nations, they hate us. We're a proverb, and it says, it says, Deuteronomy 28:37, and thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee, because we were scattered into these different nations. Second Chronicles 7:20. Then will I pluck them up by the roots out of my land which I have given them, and the house which I have sanctified my name. I will cast out. I will cast. Slakia. I sanctify for my name. Will I cast out of my sight, and will make it to be a proverb and a byword among all nations. And that's what Israel, our nation, has become. And we're scattered amongst these other nations, man. She would be considered an Israelite foreigner. She don't know she is like she knows she's a so-called Haitian by her father's lineage. Okay, but I very seriously doubt that she knows she's an Israelite. And you got Israelites that look like her. You got Israelites that look like her mother. A straight up group. Okay, and this don't just happen in Japan. This happens in China. This happens in Korea. This happens anywhere Israel is at. You Jake men, get you I'm talking about a white bread Edomite woman, man. Her father's definitely not going to accept you, man. All these nations had that conversation with their daughters. Don't bring no nigga or no spick to my house, man. If you do, you cut off, man. But our people, you want to accept everybody. But these nations don't accept you. Here's another scripture. This is Lamentations 2:15. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Yeah, because at one time we were the joy of the whole earth. We were perfection and beauty, man. When we were following the Lord's statutes and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, it was our wisdom amongst these nations. But when we fell, we became a proverb and reproach. All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. You see, all these nations, they look for us to be destroyed, man, to be cast away from our power. And they say, oh, look, this is the day we wait for, and we see it. As you can see, her maternal family don't accept her, man. But when she won the championship, then now her family wants to dick ride. Now her family, the same grandfather that excommunicated her mother, kicked her out, told her to get the hell out of here because she married a so-called Haitian man, an Israelite man. But now she's winning. Now everybody's on top, especially Japan, man. Well, she's not Japanese. Okay, she even says it. She says, "I'm not just Japanese. Like I'm half Haitian. My dad's Haitian. Okay. So what about them? Which they don't make any mention of it. Okay. It says Naomi Osaka, born uh 1990 on October 16th, 1997, is a professional tennis player who represents Japan. She is the first Japanese player, and you notice how they just keep magnifying her Ammonite side, her mother's side. This is why. This is why. I forget the name of the prophet. It wasn't Nahum. It was another prophet. He was beating Jake up, man, because what happened? We would have kids with these women of the other nations, and the kids didn't even speak Hebrew, man. They were clinging on to their mother's heritage, man, more than they were clinging on to their own heritage, man. Okay? It says she is the first Japanese player to win the Grand Slam singles tournament, defeating Serena Williams in the finals in the 2018 U.S. Open. Osaka has reached a career high world ranking at number 7. It says you see right here, country sport, Japan, residence, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Says says Slovakia. Let's go down here. Her personal life. Naomi Osaka was born in Chuoku, Osaka, to a Haitian father, Leonard San Francisco, and a Japanese mother, Tamaki Osaka. Naomi and her older sister, Mary, were given their mother's maiden name for practical reasons when the family lived in Japan. Yeah, because if they would have went under their father's name in Japan, they wouldn't have received no rights. They wouldn't have received no recognition from that country. So that they took it for they took their mother's maiden name, but they didn't take their father's. Okay, and it says her father was born in Haiti, so he's a Levite. She's a Levite, and went to New York City before moving to Japan. I'm sorry, and went to New York University before moving to Japan, where he met her mother and later married her. So her mother and her father are still married until this very day. It says in a racially homogeneous Japan, Osaka is considered hafu, which is Japanese for biracial. Her Japanese grandfather was furious when he found out that her mother was romantically involved with a black man, so-called black man. He's an Israelite. As a result of the interracial relationship, her mother did not have contact with her family for over 10 years, a decade, man. In 2016, in the 2016 interview, Osaka said, "When I go to Japan, people are confused from my name. They don't expect to see a black girl. See, they don't see her as Japanese when she go over there. They just see her as a black person, an Israelite, man, a nigga, a black person, a Haitian. They don't even say that. They call her hafu, man. Okay, which is a proverb and a byword, which shows you she's under the curses too. Okay, it says Osaka and her sister Mary, who is also a professional tennis player, have played together in doubles. Osaka moved at the age of 3 with her family to the United States, where she currently resides in Florida. She graduated from Elmont Elementary. I'm gonna skip down. After her win against Serena Williams, Osaka's grandfather stated that he wept. He wept watching his granddaughter on television. It still hasn't sunk in for me yet. The moment she won, my wife and I rejoiced together. I was so happy I cried, he told public broadcast NHK. I hope she stays healthy and continues her good work. I also hope she wins at the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, he said. Osaka has been described as Japanese American, Japanese American, American Japanese. I'm sorry, Osaka has been described as Japanese American, Japanese American, American Japanese, Haitian Japanese, and Haitian American Japanese. Being raised in the United States while having a mother who is Japanese and a father who is Haitian American contributes to Osaka's multi ethnic identity. Osaka has a dual Japanese and American citizenship, but she is not fluent in Japanese. Yeah, so they cling on to our people when it's beneficial to them. And that's an example of that. Okay? Because they don't want you dealing with their people. Only time these nations want to deal with the children of Israel is when it's beneficial to them. Okay, when it's a up for them. Okay, but this is the judgment that you Edomite, that you Ammonites, you so-called Japanese people, you're gonna get too. This is Ezekiel 25:1. It says, "The word of Yahweh came unto me again, saying, Son of man, set thy face against the Ammonites, so-called Japanese, and prophesy against them, and say unto the Ammonites, Hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thou saidest, Aha, against my sanctuary when it was profane, and against the land of Israel when it was desolate, and against the house of Judah." The house of Judah consists of so-called Negro, West Indian, and Haitian, because that was all the kingdom of Judah when they went into captivity. "Behold, therefore I will deliver thee to the men of the east for a possession." That's right, the men of the east are the Israelites, man. And they're going to be a possession to us. "And they shall set their palaces in thee, and make their dwellings in thee. They shall eat thy fruit, and they shall drink thy milk." We're going to take all their substance, okay? We're going to take their wealth, all right? "And I will make Rabbah a stable for camels, and the Ammonites a couching place for flocks. And ye shall know that I am Yahweh." Okay? "For thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast clapped thine hands and stomped the feet and rejoiced in heart with all thy despite against the land of Israel." Because these nation of Ammon, they always despised us, man. Even in the ancient world, when they were ruling and they had a king over them, they set their face against us. So I'm just looking at that word despite. It goes to the Hebrew word sha'at, sha'at, despite, contempt, despiteful, despite. Okay, so these people are contemptuous towards us. Let's look up that word contempt. Let's look up that word contempt. Contempt. Shalaki. That is not the word I was looking for. Here's the word contempt. The feeling that a person or thing is beneath consideration, worthless, deserving scorn. And that's what these Ammonites do. That's what these so-called Japanese people do to our people, man. And not just them, all these heathen nations, man. But we're talking about you Ammonites right now. Okay, we're talking about you right now. You feel like we're beneath you. So you call our people that's amongst you Hafu or Kurumbo. Okay, those proverbs and bywords. But the only time you deal with this is when we uh um Miss Japan 2015 is when we're is beneficial to you. Here's another woman. Her name is Ariana Mayimoto, man. Ariana Mayimoto. And she's an Israelite. But she speaks fluent Japanese because her mother is Japanese, man. But her father is a so-called African American. Okay? It says Ariana Mamiko Mayamoto, okay, is a Japanese model. You see how they don't even recognize her father's heritage, man. They recognize the mother's heritage. And a beauty pageant title holder who was crowned Miss Universe Japan in 2015, she represents Japan at the Miss Universe 2015 pageant. But after her victory, she encountered some people disapproving of her win, mostly in the form of online social media for not being a typical Japanese appearance. It says she is the first Hafu, a woman, to be Miss Japan, man. Discrimination. Mayimoto was the only race girl in her class while growing up in Sasebo, Nagasaki. Mayimoto recalled, "Whenever the teacher told us to hold hands, other children thought my black skin would rub off on them," which her skin is not black, it's brown. Okay? And it's a light brown at that. Okay? It says, so they said, "Don't touch me." Some of her classmates in Sasebo, Nagasaki, would say things like, "Don't swim in the same pool because your skin will rub off on me." Mayimoto was shunned due to her skin color and curly hair, her Israelite features. As she grew up in Japan, parents, classmates used the term Kurumbo as a racist expression to refer to her. Mayumoto decided to use her fame to help combat racial prejudice. In 2015, Mayumoto said, I want to start a revolution. I can't change things overnight, but in 100 to 200 years, there will be very few pure Japanese left. So hey, that's the scripture. It is, the Lord said he's going to leave them small. And we're going to keep reading. Let's keep reading. This is Ezekiel 25:6. For thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast clapped thine hands and stamped with the feet and rejoiced in the heart with all despite against the land of Israel. Behold, therefore I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and I will deliver thee for a spoil to the heathen, and I will cut thee off from the people, and I will cause thee to perish, and of all the countries I will destroy thee, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, man. And that's right. The Lord said he's going to destroy you nations, you Ammonites, man. You Ammonites are through, man. Okay? Disrespecting our people, man. Okay? And only dealing with us when it's advantageous to you, man. Okay? Talking about this woman is a hafu, man. She look like a light-skinned Jake, man. Okay? She look like a light-skinned Israelite woman. And you hate her because of that. And she's bad, too. Gorgeous, man. Okay? But you call her ugly. You talk shit about her. Okay? Let me see her early life. It says Mayumoto was born to a Japanese mother and an African American father, an Israelite father. Bryant Stanfield, who was stationed in the United States Navy based in Sasebo. Mayumoto's parents divorced when she was 1 year old. She attended elementary school in Japan at the age of 13, immigrated to the United States to live with her father in Jacksonville, Arkansas, where she attended Jacksonville High School for 2 years. Upon her return to her native Japan, she did not immediately complete high school, but worked odd jobs, including that of a bartender. All right. So yeah, man, she's an Israelite, man, and she has to go through the uh same curses that we go through. Okay. And you really see racism over there in them Asian countries, man. I lived in Korea, man, for a year, and they was not accepted of me, man. Okay, them women, they barely want to deal with Jake unless there's some prostitutes or something. But a lot of them women, they rarely ever want to deal with us because they got the backlash they're going to face with their family members, chiefly their fathers and mothers, man. Okay, but when our people are winning, now it's all good. Now it's all love. Now she's a Japanese, man. She ain't no Japanese, man. Those two women that we're talking about just now, those are Israelite women, man. Okay? And you nations hate us, man. So with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakradash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teachers' word, and truth and sincerity for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim. Keep pushing, keep striving. We're almost out of here. Shalom.